Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sally Sewing Tutorial and welcome to the part 2 of this wrap wrap collar gown with gathers at the tip. So this is the part 2. So in this part 2 we'll be sewing this clothes. So I'll start with my upper body by sewing all the dart allowances I have. It's always good to mark your dart so that your sewing will be easy. So I'll start by sewing up the allowances. So I'm done sewing the darts. Can see both for the back and the front. So next I'm going to join the shoulders together. So guys, I'm done sewing the upper parts. I had to cut a facing for this part to close it, to turn it because I don't want any sewing here. I did the same thing for this other part, but before I did that I had to add the rope, the belt of the gown, so that it will have a neat finishing here. So I added it inside before sewing it. So this is the part that will be going inside, so that was why I added it back. So I'm going to add the other one also at this part. So this is it. So next I'm going to determine where I want my collar to start from and where I want it to end. This is the shoulder, the midpoint of the shoulder from the, this is the front part and this is the back. So this is the shoulder joining. So I want my collar to start from, like, from the shoulder joining. I'll come down by 2 inches. So I'm going to take the measurement from here all down through this part. So whatsoever I have, that is what I'll cut as the collar. So let's just say, for instance, I came down by 2 inches and the measurement from here to here is 16 inches. So I'm going to cut my collar 16 inches wide. So this collar is not going to have anything like minus half plus half. It's just going to be a straight cut and there's no collar base, just straight cut. I'll show you what I meant. So also this is the skirt part of the dress. I've gone ahead to sew my gathers at the down part of the skirt. So this is how it looks like. So this is it. So after doing the collar, I'm going to attach this skirt part to the upper part of the body. So guys, this is our collar. We're going to cut our collar now. So I came down from the shoulder joining by 2.5 inches at both sides. So by the time I took the whole measurement of what my collar is, I got 12 inches. That means from the 2.5 inch to the other 2.5 inches. So this is my fabric. There's, like I said, there's no addition, subtraction in cutting this. So I just cutting it in a straight form. So I'll fold my fabric into 2 equal parts, just as you can see. Then I'll fold it again. So now it's unfold. The 12 inches we had for the collar, we're going to divide it by 2. So 12 divided by 2, we have 6 inches. So this is my 6 inches. I'm going to add half inch for sewing allowance. So I'll just mark it this way. I'll go to the top and I'll measure 6.5 inches again and connect the dots together. So after connecting this together, I want the length of my collar to be 4 inches in total. So I'm going to mark 4 inches all the way through, including this 4 inches. My sewing allowance is included on it. That means my main collar is going to be 3.5 inches, while the remaining half inches is for the sewing allowance. So after doing this, I'm going to cut it out. So this is what I have for my collar. So that is all. This is what I'll be using. So what I'm going to do, so by the time I fold it, this is how it's going to stand. So I'm going to add soft paper stay to this before sewing it. I'll add an iron. Next, we're going to be cutting the sleeve of the gown. So we're using an A-line sleeve. So I'll take my fabric this way. Before you cut the sleeve, you must have taken your round arm measurement. So I'm going to fold my fabric. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to fold it in a triangular form, just like this. So after folding it, I'll determine the length that I want it to be. This depends on you, how long you want your sleeve to be. So you can see the way I folded it in a triangular form. So after doing this, I'm going to impute my armhole measurement on it. But first of all, I'm going to take the total length of it. I have a length of 22 inches here. So from the tip where my tape is, I'm just going to measure 22 inches all the way round. Then I'll cut it out before drawing my armhole curve. So next, I'm going to impute my armhole curve. So it depends on you. Me, I like using my free hand, but you can do your calculation. So after drawing this, I'm going to place my tape to be sure that whatsoever I have there is what I have in my armhole, round armhole circumference. So yes, I have 11 inches. My round armhole circumference is 10.5. So the remaining half inches is going to be for my allowance. So I'm going to use this to cut the other part of the sleeve. So here I'm done adding the paper stay to it, and as you can see, I went ahead to join the side of the collar. Then I folded in the other part by half inches. I'll turn it over now for you to see. So I'll fold it just as I did there. You can press it on iron. Here there was no light to do this, so that's hence I didn't press it. So I will just draw a line across the remaining parts. That means that line will guide me when I'm sewing it. So if I'm attaching this collar to the dress, I have to sew on that line that I drew with my chalk there. That is where I will have to attach this with. So after doing this, I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine. I will attach it to my dress. Remember, you have to put a mark on your dress from the 2.5 inches to the 2.5 inches. I will attach it to my dress, and then I'm going to attach my sleeve. So before I do that, I'll fold my collar into two, and I will notch the midpoint of the collar. So this is me notching the midpoint of the collar. I will also do the same for my gown. I've done the same for my gown already. I've notched the midpoint of the gown. So then I will place the two notch points together and pin it so that it will not shift. You can see the mark I drew there. That's where my 2.5 inches started from the front. So I'm going to place it there and pin it. Please use your safety pin while doing this for it not to give way. So guys, I'm done sewing, attaching the collar to the gown. You can see I made sure that I sew on the line I marked with my chalk. So next I'm going to notch that. I'm going to notch this end, then I'll flip it over. You can see what I'm doing. Remember that half inches I folded inside. This is why I folded it inside. So all I'm going to do is to place it on top and sew. So guys, we are done with the sewing of those dress. So this is how the collar looks like. So I've not given this a good press, so I'm going to go press it. Then I'm going to hem this with an hemming gum so that it will be to not come out. So I'll iron it very well. So this is the damp parts. This is it. This is the slanted part we did, and this is our sleeve. This is our sleeve. So this is how the sleeve look like. So I'm going to iron this properly. Guys, this is the dress. So this is how it looks like. This is the collar, the belt, the sides. So thank you very much for staying to the end of this tutorial. I'll see you all in my next sewing tutorial. Bye.